All right, I think we're there. I think we're going live. We're live. Oh my goodness, we're super excited, man. There's a lot to talk about this week.
Oh my gosh, D23 Expo. D23 Expo. That's all everybody's talking about. The biggest news in Hollywood, obviously. So, I mean, of course we're talking about it.
Exactly, man. Exactly. A lot of other stuff happening in Hollywood, but man, oh man, this is by far the biggest thing of the week. So we have everything from D23's Expo covered for you.
Yes.
And oh man, we're talking Marvel, we're talking Lucasfilms. That's not just Star Wars. We got a nice little teaser trailer from Willow. Man, oh man, our younger generation here is gonna have to catch up and watch the film.
Indy 5.
And Indy 5.
I mean,
that apparently was like very emotional for Mr. Harrison Ford. It had a little tear in his eye at the end, But yes, there's a lot happening in Hollywood, guys, and we have you covered. But before we get this thing started, I'm going to adjust some lights real quick, and we're going to talk about the podcast, something new about the podcast, because there was a little bit of situation with podcast platforms. So we want to keep you informed on what is happening with the podcast.
Yes. All right. So let's start there. We know that most of you guys out there, and if you're new and watching, this is very important too. We understand that the vast majority of our listeners out there for the podcast listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Okay, so if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, very, very important. And also for Spotify and also for iHeartRadio, which are our next two biggest platforms. So our RSS feed has changed, you guys. So we noticed that last week our new episode wasn't automatically updated. That's because without our knowledge, our carrier switched our RSS feed and therefore just kind of like put us on a new feed. So our latest episode did not update to all of our other platforms like it was supposed to. So let me explain. You have to go in now to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and iHeartRadio. And if you're listening anywhere else, Podbean, Stitcher, wherever you listen to it, and search for ITCAFpodcast. Okay, you guys know ITCAF, Inside the Crazy Ant Farm, but ITCAFpodcast. If you search for that, you're going to see the new show pop up there, okay? It's going to be with the current logo, and subscribe to that one. Now, the old one still is on there. Inside the Crazy Ant Farm is still on there with the old logo, with the little ant and the radio and everything. It's awesome. It still has all the old shows and everything, but new shows will not show up on there, guys. So if you're only subscribed to that, you'll be missing out on all the new shows. So search for ITCAF Podcast, subscribe and like and follow that show, and you'll never miss out on the new episodes. And here's the beauty of it, guys. If you want to just ditch the other one, that's cool too, because all of your favorites, all of the old archived episodes, they're all still there on the new RSS feed too. So you can go back, listen to the old stuff, make sure you get the new stuff, and everything will be good. So one more time, go on to whatever platform that you listen to the show on and search ITCAF Podcast, and it will pop up. You'll see it. It's the black, yellow, and gold new logo with ITCAF. You can't miss it. Subscribe, like, and follow that one. Download those, and you'll be good to go. You won't miss a new episode.
Yes, you are now up to date to everything that's happening inside the Crazy Ant Farm. And be sure to follow us at ITCAF Podcast on all social media platforms to stay up to date with what we're doing and what guests we have coming out. We have a lot of amazing guests about to come on the show that we are super excited to announce at a later date. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
That's why you got to follow us at ITCAF Podcast. But man, oh man, this is a podcast. So we have to do a nice little promo in the beginning for social media platforms. And we will just lead into the podcast for everything that is going on. But man, oh man, we promise we know we are repeating ourselves. So please do not tell us. All right. Well, let's get this thing started, man. We're super excited. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're super excited about this week's episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. 207 features everything that was happening at D23 Expo this weekend.
Yes, and everything that didn't, because we got to report that too. But yeah, Walt Disney Studios, Walt Disney Animation, Pixar, Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, Who am I? 20th Century Studios, like everything. We have literally every huge announcement. We're even going to be doing something new. We're going to be watching all the new footage that came out that we were allowed to show, and have our reactions and get your guys' reactions for that. How cool is that?
Exactly. We're super excited about it. We're super excited for you to get all of this amazing stuff that dropped at D23. But be sure to like and subscribe. All right, guys, it's the weekend again. We're super excited, man. Oh, man, it's football Sunday. But, man, oh, man, we're going to get this thing knocked out so that we can be just in time for the games that are happening at 1 o'clock.
Heck yeah.
But, man, we're going to be talking all about D23 Expo this week, and there's a lot happening in Hollywood. But before we get this started, be sure to like and subscribe at the podcast, ITCAFpodcast. And our RSS feed was a little jacked up last week, so now, be sure to follow and subscribe to the current logo version of our podcast on all podcast platforms. That's right. The nice black and gold logo with everything that's happening in Hollywood. We're talking about it. That is the right one. So all of the new episodes and the older episodes will be on that specific profile. You can keep the old one if you would like, but new episodes will not drop on that one.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to inform you to post or follow the new RSS feed on your favorite podcast platform so that you'll be up to date with everything happening.
And
like I said, it's called ITCAFpodcast.
There you go. Real easy. Search for that and you'll find it. No problem.
Exactly. But man, oh man, let's get this show started. Your AirPlay popped up.
Oh, it's okay.
What's up, guys? Oh my goodness. Episode 207 with your host with the most, myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and the one and only Mal.
What's up?
It's going to be a great show, guys. We're super excited for you. We're trying some things new, and man, oh man, rock and roll with us. But before we tease the rest of the show, be sure to leave a rating on this podcast, ITCAFpodcast, and be sure to comment below. Tell us what you think about the show, and leaving a rating actually helps the podcast get seen by more people, especially those who love entertainment news and who are trying to break into the entertainment industry.
Hell yeah.
Because that's what Crazy Ant Media and ITCAFpodcast is all about. And like I said, be sure to follow those on social media at Crazy Ant Media and at ITCAFpodcast for all the latest and greatest news and notifications that are coming out of here at Crazy Ant Media.
For sure.
But man, oh man, D23 Expo, that was a lot of amazing stuff that happened this weekend. We're super excited to talk about everything because you guys know we're geeks, so we love Marvel, we love Star Wars, we love everything coming out of Lucasfilms, we love Pixar, and basically anything that's happening at Disney, we're here for it.
Exactly. Except Chapek.
Except Chapek, man. Except Chapek, that guy.
I couldn't let it go. He got booed. He got booed on stage, so I'm not the only one, okay? This is a whole room full of people that are fucking love Disney. They booed him.
Exactly, man. Exactly. But be sure to head over to our website for all the latest and greatest freaking merchandise that is over there right now. We got shirts, we got hats, we have tumblers, we have stickers, we have buttons, we have teddy bears, we have little puppy dogs. All the good things that are coming out of Crazy Ant Media you can find on our website, www.crazyantmedia.com. And man, oh man, head over there now because a lot of things are on sale. So we want you to get those sales prices, especially the holiday season is coming up. So it's all the good stuff.
For sure.
But we are having to start with some remembrance because you know what day it is today. Today is 9/11, September 11th. Today is 2022, and it was 21 years ago that we want to, talk about everything that happened, especially here in America. We're remembering nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives in the deadliest terrorist attack on the U.S. soil. We are watching. If you're watching live right now, please join us in a moment of silence. But yeah, I mean, it's just very important to never forget what happened here. And everybody remembers where they were that day, that time, the first plane hit at the first tower. And yeah, it was very intense.
It was very intense. And, let's, like you said, never forget. And, and it's not just about, a lot of people forget this one too. 9/11, we talk about the attack on the U.S. soil, but on 9/11 also, we lost lives of Marines and CIA operatives in Benghazi on 9/11 just a few years after that. I think it was 2005 or something like that. Forgive me if I got the date wrong, but, let's remember those lives too, because that anniversary is also upon us. And guys, freedom is not free. and it's no joke. And let's not forever forget that, and just whoo. But all right, we got that. We're and now we gotta jump in. Now it's geekdom all the way from start to finish, baby. And we do have a little bit of something. We know what all of you guys want to hear about most. But before we jump into that, there was some important news announced at Warner Brothers Discovery. Veteran producer, as we told you, Dan Lin last week was in consideration, right? He was in negotiations with Warner Brothers Discovery to run the company's film and TV adaptations of DC Comics. Well, he's no longer in contention for the position. Now, one sticking point in the talks was Lin's desire for Warner Brothers Discovery to acquire a stake in his production company, Rideback, which would have continued to operate had Lin taken on the DC role. Now, terms, however, could not be reached, and Lin and Warner Brothers Discovery agreed to part ways. Warner Brothers Discovery, meanwhile, is continuing its search. Now, insiders say there's no immediate urgency to fill the job, and yet they talk about it every day, so I'm not buying that shit. As Warner Brothers studio chiefs Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdy are seen as adept stewards of the current slate of DC properties. But are they though?
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, we had to give you that because it's geek related, and it's like just we want to put this out there. We'll run it. We'll run DC Comics film division under Warner Brothers division. Just if you get out of our way.
Exactly.
Let us do it.
That's the thing. That's the thing. But we wanted to throw that little antidote out there because, you know, if it's happening in Hollywood, we're talking about it, and we wanted to stay on top of that developing story that was happening for the last 2 weeks. So there it is, guys.
Without doubt.
No longer Dan Lin. But now it's time to talk about the biggest event in Hollywood this weekend. We're talking about the Mouse House. That's right. D23 Expo.
Yes.
The studio showcase for D23 Expo 2022 was so freaking epic, guys. They had to split it into 2 massive presentations. A whole lot of huge announcements came from the event, and we've got everything you need to know. So let's jump right in. We'll start with day 1 presentations, which featured Walt Disney Studios, Walt Disney Animation, and of course, Pixar.
Heck yeah. So we're going to start with Walt Disney Studios, Hocus Pocus 2. Now, Sean Bailey, president of Walt Disney Studios Motion Picture Productions, introduced the stars of Hocus Pocus 2, Disney legend herself, Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker via video, who brought in a little magic themselves before debuting a new trailer. That's right. They debuted a new trailer. It's been 29 years since someone lit the black flame candle and resurrected the 17th century Sanderson sisters, and they are looking for revenge. Now it's up to 3 high school students to stop the ravenous witches from wrecking new kind of havoc on Salem before dawn on All Hallows Eve, aka Halloween, as you guys know. Hocus Pocus 2 premieres Friday, September 30th, exclusively on Disney Plus. Now, did you miss the trailer? No worries, because we're about to watch it.
Exactly.
Are you guys ready? Now we're going to try some new stuff. We're going to do airplay. We're going to watch it behind us. We're going to react to it. You guys react to it live with us if you want to. It's going to be amazing.
Yes, we're super excited about it. It looks really good, in my opinion. So I'm excited for everybody to be able to finally see this thing. Old girl from Ted Lasso.
Oh, yeah.
Way of uniting. Happy 16th birthday, child.
I have a gift for my favorite customers.
Oh, Black Cat.
Legend has it, it's on the 16th birthday that a witch gets her powers.
I know it's a lot of makeup, but they look like they haven't aged today,
right?
In my opinion.
If we intend to live past sunrise, we have to steal their souls.
Whoa, wait, can we talk about this?
Vengeful maniac obsessed with getting revenge on Salem. Sounds very bad for Salem. We should get some salt. Why? So we taste better when they eat us? Spread out.
Oh boy.
I love it though. I love it. I think it's going to be really freaking good. Oh man. But honestly, it's like you just said, it's been 29 years since someone lit the black flame, and it just looks really job at coming back. They are original known for, especially with my generation back in the day, and especially, every freaking Halloween on the Disney Channel, Hocus Pocus would pop up, and we would just love it. Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town, those were the two that we just binge watched every Halloween.
I mean, for sure. And this one definitely looks like it has everything great from the first one continued, right? Like we always talk about it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this one looks like it's just going to carry on all of the stuff that everybody loved from the first one and update it and bring it into the current time. And I love anytime that they can transcend, right, from like the younger generation, because you're getting older now. You're not like me, but
yeah,
but there's a whole new generation that's going to catch this and love it. And, and now that you guys are all grown up, and I love any time that they can do that.
Agreed.
Next, y'all. Oh no, you.
I know. You're trying to step on my feet.
I'm getting all excited.
It's fine. But man, oh man, Disenchanted. That's right. They're coming back with another one, the sequel to Enchanted. The stars of Disenchanted, including Amy Adams and newly inducted Disney legend Patrick Dempsey and Idina Menzel, Maya Rudolph, James Marsden, and Gabriela Blanchio took the stage to share their excitement for the upcoming feature film, which debuts Friday, November 24th, exclusively on Disney+. Now, Adam and Rudolph joined their co-stars on stage, donning Disney outfits complete with churros and bubble wands in hand. After the cast shared their excitement for the next installment of the beloved franchise, the audience treated to an all-new trailer, which we're about to watch right now, to Disenchanted, and it has been set 15 years since the original one. But Gazelle has grown disillusioned with life in this city, so they moved their family to a sleepy suburban community in Monroeville in search of more fairy tale life. Unfortunately, it isn't quickly fixed to what she had hoped for. Suburbia has a whole new set of rules, and local queen bee Blavia Monroe, who's played by Maya Rudolph, who makes Gazelle feel more out of place than ever before. Frustrated that her happily ever after hasn't been so easy to find, she turns to the magic of Andalusia for help, accidentally transforming the entire town into a real life fairy tale and placing her family's future happiness in jeopardy. Now, Gazelle is in the race against time to reverse the spell and determine what happily ever after truly means to her and her family.
Oh.
But here's the trailer right now. You see everybody's salt and pepper faces, but it's good.
Let's start that over just in case you missed. Here we go.
I know that change can be scary, but it can also be exciting.
If I learned anything from meeting Princess on a billboard,
That hair, bro. Patrick Dempsey.
I know.
Let's start our new life. Oh, you'll see. It's all part of the landfill. A landfill with adventure. Fancy Edward!
congratulations!
Oh, it's what they call a fixer-upper.
Yes, once your peasants have dug out the moat and added a turret and a balcony. I would have sold you this house, but I deal in split scale.
Oh my
The
goodness.
hardest part of life is finding your happily ever after. This world's very different.
If this world is not to your liking, then you must change it.
I wish. I wish. Jumping jelly stick. Wait, how am I talking? I wished for a fairy tale life and it's all gone terribly wrong. Or terribly right.
And the last stroke of 12. Nothing Oh, Giselle, what have you done? That's a wicked good.
So there it is, guys. Looking as good as ever. Everybody is barely aged. Patrick Dempsey, got a little bit more salt and pepper, but we still love him. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm super excited about that one because it looks like a great sequel follow-up to the original Enchanted movie. So I'm excited about
And
it.
it's a perfect time to release it. Thanksgiving is a great family holiday that typically does well with family films in the theaters. So I think that one's going to do well. It's going to be on Disney Plus, but it doesn't matter. It's going to do well around Thanksgiving anyway. So it's all good. Hey, Peter Pan and Wendy. This one has been getting a lot of talk. A lot of people were like, should they, shouldn't they? Didn't we get a live action with Hook? Remember that back in the day with Dustin Hoffman and Julia Roberts and everything? Should we kind of touch this one? Well, just based on everything I'm hearing and everything we're seeing, I think yes, maybe they should. Peter Pan and Wendy spotlights iconic characters in a whole new way. Now, cast members Alexander Maloney, who plays Peter Pan, Ever Anderson, who's Wendy, Alyssa Wapatanak, who's Tiger Lily, and Captain Hook himself, Jude Law, were all on stage to talk about the project. The new film apparently dives deeper into Wendy's story as she joins the boy who refuses to grow up on his magical journey to Neverland and reveals the history behind Peter Pan's rivalry with one of Disney's most memorable villains, of course, Captain Hook. The cast discussed what fans can expect from the new film and revealed an exclusive first look at the film for the D23 audience, guys. Sorry, we're not going to be able to watch that one. Now, it's directed by David Lowery and produced by Jim Whittaker. The live-action reimagining of the 1953 animated classic begins streaming on Disney Plus in 2023. So, yeah, next year.
I'm excited for that one. A lot of good stuff, and it's such a classic story. Plus, adding all these new cast members, I think it's going to be really good.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too.
Well, another one that's a classic, if you remember the early 2000s Eddie Murphy film, plus the Disneyland ride, Haunted Mansion. That's right. Haunted Mansion director Justin Simien, who used to work at Disneyland, actually, joined Bailey to discuss the ghostly adventure inspired by the classic theme park attraction, Haunted Mansion. And it is about a woman and her son who enlist a motley crew of so-called spiritual experts to help get rid of their home of supernatural squatters.
Oh,
They shared a sneak peek of the film exclusively to D23 Expo crowd, so we won't be able to see that one either, as they welcomed in the queen of scary movies herself, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
That's right, from Halloween and so many other things, who made an unforgettable entrance aboard a Haunted Mansion doom buggy.
Oh, there you go.
Curtis plays Madame Leota in the film, which releases next year. So be sure to check that one out when it releases, and we will let you know when it does because we're talking about everything in Hollywood. So, of course, when we'll have a date for that.
Yes. Now, this one, guys, this one's going to be very, very interesting. I think a lot of people from all generations are going to love this one. I'm talking about Mufasa, the Lion King. Mufasa the Lion King is a prequel to The Lion King. Now, it won't release until 2024, but director Barry Jenkins was on hand to show a never-before-seen sneak peek and share a little about the film, which is currently in production. Now, told in flashbacks, Rafiki, Timon, and Pumbaa tell the story of Mufasa to a young lion cub. Mufasa reveals the rise of one of the greatest kings of the Pride Lands, as we all know. I like that. If you're going to, because we've seen this, and I like the idea of a prequel and going backwards. If you're going to keep making the movies, give us something different, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you remember in the first Lion King, they talk about how Mufasa is like the king of all kings. So it's just like, being able to see that backstory from his life is going to be really special. I feel like. Well, something else special happening at the D23 Expo. Snow White, who is the fairest of them all. The live-action reimagining of the classic tale stars Rachel Zegler in the title role and Gal Gadot as Snow White's stepmother, aka the Queen. The film's two stars were on hand to talk about their role and share a very early glimpse of the iconic characters in the 2024 film, which is directed by Mark Webb and produced by Mark Platt. Man, all the marks. And it features the new songs by Tony and Grammy Oscar-winning songwriters Zeke and Paul. So that is very freaking exciting.
I am so freaking pumped to see Gal Gadot as the queen.
Mhm.
I can't even tell. I think that was brilliant casting. I think it's gonna like who better to say no, she's not prettier than me.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Gal Gadot. I mean, I just think it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to see it. Next, this one's getting a lot of buzz, guys. Everybody's jumping all over this one, and I got to tell you, I was a little worried about this one because I was a huge fan of the original. I wasn't sure if we should touch this one live action, but I think we're gonna be okay, guys. I'm at least I'm signing off on it. I think it's going to be really good. I enjoyed the little teaser trailer. It's not much. We'll watch it in a minute, but it was enough to get me excited. I'm, of course, talking about The Little Mermaid. Now, it's swimming onto the big screen in May of 2023. Yes, I said big screen, guys, not Disney Plus. Haley Bailey stars as Ariel in the live action adaptation of the beloved animated classic film. Director Rob Marshall took a break from post production Under the Sea to share a sneak peek of the film's Part of Your World sequence. Now, Bailey later joined Marshall on stage, adding, portraying the iconic mermaid was a lifelong goal of hers. And now she's getting to do it, which that's what Disney does, right? They make dreams come true. Featuring fan favorite songs plus 4 new songs penned by Alan Menken and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Oh, hell yeah. The feature film also stars Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, perfect, and Javier Bardem as Triton. That's going to be badass. Let's watch this trailer, guys.
Agreed.
That just looks epic.
Yeah, I feel like ever since Aquaman, like the technology for underwater has gotten so good.
For sure. And I don't say much nice things about James Cameron, but I will say he's at the forefront of that. I think it all stems from him. Wow. Look how beautiful. Wow.
May 2023, guys. Yeah. I mean, it looks really freaking good. I'm super excited about it, to be honest. And I was a little iffy about it as well. So, yeah, well, I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I think it's going to go over really well with the fans.
I think so, too. And I think she was a perfect choice. I mean, her voice is absolutely phenomenal. And she just looks beautiful. She looks amazing. I think it's going to be something that, and she's going to give, girls of all color the opportunity to see dreams come true and like the story of Little Mermaid that happens, and I just think kudos to Disney for making it happen.
Agreed. Now jumping over to Pixar, Elemental. First up, the filmmakers Peter Sohn and Dennis Ream took the stage to discuss Elemental, an all-new original feature film released in June 16th of 2023.
Ooh.
Sohn directs the film, shared with a personal inspiration behind the film as well. The story is of immigrants pursuing the dreams of beautiful neighborhoods where the languages and cultures come together. Filmmakers introduced the characters in Elemental, which is set in a city where fire, water, land, and air live together. Ember is a tough and fiery young woman, and Wade is a fun, sappy, go with the flow guy. Helping bring them to life are Leah Lewis, what is it? How do you?
I'm gonna go with Mamadou
Athey, who were warmingly welcomed to the hall of the D23 stage. Audience members got an exclusive look at the film and received a mini poster featuring Ember and Wade. Like I said, that one was just for the audiences, though. But I mean, I feel like Pixar is going to do big things, and like it's a big discussion about whether Pixar films are going to go back on the big screen or if they're going to stay on Disney Plus exclusively. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm hoping just for legacy's sake that we continue to see them in the big screen. I think it would be another Chapek mistake if we decide to just put them on Disney
I agree.
Plus. This one sounds really interesting to me, guys. I kind of liked it when we talked about it on the show several weeks ago, and now after seeing the presentation, even more so. I'm talking about Pixar's Win or Lose. Now, Win or Lose directors Carrie Hobson and Michael Yates provided a closer look at the first ever long-form series and what inspired it. Now, get this, guys. The series follows the Pickles, which is a co-ed middle school softball team, in the week leading up to their championship game. Now, each episode takes place that same week, highlighting the perspective of a different main character, players, their parents, the umpire, each reflected in a unique visual style. Now, Hobson and Yates revealed that Will Forte will voice Coach Dan in the series and shared a shout out Forte recorded for the occasion, which, because a lot of times these guys are working on other things, couldn't be there, but he did do the video. And they followed that up with a special clip just for the fans. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Win or Lose will stream on Disney Plus in the fall of 2023. I love this. I love the idea that it all takes place at the same time, but we're going to get the story told over and over from different perspectives. That's different. That's unique. That's original. I love that.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I mean, the original content is really what we've been looking for a long time. So I'm excited to see it.
Yes.
Now, Elio, director Adrian Molina and producer Mary Alice Drum showcased the first time ever plans for the original film Elio. In the story, 11-year-old dreamer, he is an artistic creative and avid indoorsman now who finds it hard to fit in. Meanwhile, mom Olga, who runs the top secret military project, is working to decode a strange signal from outer space. But it is Elio's who makes contact and gets beamed into space and subsequently mistaken for intergalactic ambassador for Earth. The voice of smart and super confident Olga is America Ferrera.
Oh, that's awesome.
Was invited on stage alongside Johannes Kabrim, who lends his voice to Elio, and Kabrim reveals to the audience that Elo, or whatever the fuck, it releases in spring of 2024. So there it is for you guys.
Yes. And before it releases, we'll figure out how to say the name.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Gonna be fun. Are we there though? Like, am I serious? America Ferrera is old enough to play mom? What?
Well, to lend her voice in an animated project.
Okay, but still, I'm just like, I'm having a hard time coming to grips with America Ferrera being old enough to even voice a mom. Okay, I'm moving on. I'll get over it. It's fine. She's phenomenal. I love her. Now, before Pixar's Pete Docter, who you guys know runs Pixar at this point, before he could wrap up the portion of the Pixar show, he heard a voice from inside his head. And you know who that voice was? It was Joy. Yeah, of course. I'm talking about Amy Poehler, who arrived on stage to huge applause, especially when she informed the audience, get this, guys, Inside Out 2. Yes, it's definitely now confirmed in the works at Pixar. Director Kelsey Mann, producer Mark Nielsen, and writer Meg LeFauve are hard at work on the all-new adventure inside the head of now teenager Riley, who may or may not be feeling all kinds of new emotions. Inside Out 2, the follow-up to, of course, the 2015 Oscar and Golden Globe winning feature film, is slated for a release in summer 2024. So that's a while away, but it's okay. It sounds amazing. And
exactly.
I know a lot of people wanted to see this sequel. So
yeah, agreed. And a lot of people love the original. So I'm happy for him.
Heck yeah.
Now heading over to Walt Disney Animation Studios, the chief content officer, Jennifer Lee, took to the stage to share the studio's plans for a year-long 100th year anniversary celebration.
Yes.
Lee said, quote, at Walt Disney Animation Studios, the studio that started it all, on the cusp of the 100th anniversary, we see now as a moment of privilege and promise to privileged to be stewards of a studio and a dream that Walt and his brother Roy started a century ago and promised to continue to take risk in our storytelling and to explore and expand the possible and turn the possible into actual, just as Walt did. So they got a lot of stuff that they announced.
Yeah, I love that though. That because she's right. The Walt Disney Animation Studios is what started the whole thing. There is no any of the rest of it without that. So I love that they're kind of throwing back to Walt and Roy and what they did. That's amazing. They started off with, are you guys ready? Zootopia. Were you fans of Zootopia? Well, Zootopia Plus is coming. Lee discussed the opportunities Disney Plus has created at Disney Animation, reviewing the slate of shows heading to the streamer, including Zootopia Plus. Now, that's launching on Disney Plus November 9th, so that's like right around the corner. Fans, not us, but fans there saw a trailer for the new short form series, which heads back to the fast-paced mammal metropolis, diving deeper into the lives of some of the Oscar-winning feature film's most intriguing residents. That'll be interesting. I know a lot of people were huge fans of that one. That one's going to be fun.
Yeah, completely agree, man. Completely agree. And I'm getting the bad luck of the draw.
I'm going to go with Iwahu.
Iwahu coming to Disney Plus in 2023. Iwahu is an all-new original long-form series created in collaboration with Pan-African comic book entertainment company Kuagli. Lee invited to the stage Kuagli filmmakers Ukwafu Ziki Odolo and
Nice.
Hamid Abrim and Tolu Avuku. I'm so sorry. Who introduced the setting of the series, a love letter to Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh.
Now, both of them, everybody described in a word, Oahu is a futuristic depiction of a world bursting with color, unique visual elements, and technological advancements inspired by the spirit of Logos. Which is a physically divided into an island and a mainland separated both by water and a socioeconomic status. Now, the coming of age story introduces Tolo, a young heiress from the wealthy island, and her best friend Koloi, a self-taught tech expert and loving son from the mainland. The filmmakers also shared a first look at the new series that the only people at the convention got to see.
Yeah, but that sounds very cool. So it's obviously going to be a story told about, merging the poor with, the more well off on the mainland, and kind of, I love anything that kind of shows we can bring communities like that together. And if you could do it in an animated kind of a way, that's going to be awesome.
I agree.
Let's see. Strange World. Lee then set the tone for Disney Animation's next feature film, introducing the filmmakers behind Strange World. Now, director Don Hall and co-director screenwriter Qui Nguyen revealed their personal connections to the film about an incredible family who must get past their differences to save a strange world full of danger and surprises. The audience was treated to an all-new trailer from Disney's Animation's 61st feature film, y'all. 61 feature films. That's amazing. Before voice cast members Jake Gyllenhaal, Dennis Quaid, Jaboki Young White, and Lucy Liu. Holy shit, that's an amazing voice cast for that one, guys. They joined the festivities. Fans also got a glimpse at an action-packed sequence from the film and received an exclusive poster. Now, produced by Roy Conley, Strange World also features the voice of Gabrielle Union. Just keep adding people to that, man. The film premieres in theaters November 23rd of next year. So of this year. Holy shit, of this year, 2022. Oh my gosh. So that's right around the corner.
Exactly, man. Not far away at all. Now, in the finale of the presentation, Lee returned to the stage to officially unveil Disney Animation's next original feature film, which is titled Wish. Now, this one is set for the fall of 2023 during the studio's 100th year.
There you go.
Now, a film that could only come from Walt Disney Animation Studios, the epic animated musical is inspired by the legacy films from the studio and asks the question, how do you wish? How did the wishing star upon which so many characters wish come to be?
Oh.
Directors Chris Buck and Fawn Verissathorn outlined the story, which is set in Rosas, the kingdom of wishes, where wishes can literally come true. Now, attendees were introduced to a 17-year-old Asha, an optimist with a sharp wit who cares endlessly about her community. In the moment, a desperation, Asha makes an impassionate plea to the stars, which is answered by a cosmic force, a little ball of boundless energy called Star. Together, they face the most formidable of foes to save their community and prove that when the will of one of the courageous human connects with the magic of the stars, wondrous things can happen. That's a lot of like inspiring words in some one little passage. I feel like, this film is going to be epic.
I mean, that's so cool. Come on, we've all heard it, right? When you wish upon a star. And now we're going to get the story of the star. I mean, that's after 100 years, we're finally going to learn the story of the star that everybody wishes on.
Right.
Kudos. That's original. That's like, I would have never thought that idea would have come. But hey, good.
Yeah,
I love it.
exactly.
It's fucking awesome. Okay. Now, as awesome as all those announcements were, there's no doubt that day 2 is what most of the fans were waiting for, including us.
Agreed.
Featuring the latest and greatest from Lucasfilm, Marvel Studios, and 20th Century Studios. And we have it all. So let's get it. Kicking off the proceedings, Alan Bergman, by the way, best name ever. He needs to add an N, but best name ever still. Chairman of the Walt Disney Studios, reflected on the 13-year history of the D23 Expo, as well as the evolution of the studios group, saying, quote, that the first year, none of the iconic studios that we're about to tell you about were even part of the company. It was just Disney Animation, Disney Live Action, and Pixar.
Mhm.
We announced the Marvel acquisition just before the first Expo way back in 2009. Then 3 years later, we added Lucasfilm, and in 2019, 20th Century Studios. He said he's been at Disney for 26 years, so it's been incredibly exciting to welcome each and all of them to the studio family. And like Disney and Pixar, each of these studios has a phenomenal legacy of storytelling. Bergman was then joined by Kathleen Kennedy, which is, of course, the president of Lucasfilm, the man himself, Kevin Feige, the producer and president of Marvel Studios, and James Cameron via video, the director of 20th Century Studios' upcoming Avatar: The Way of the Water, to showcase a veritable smorgasbord of incredible content to come.
There's so much happening, guys, with all of these different freaking quote unquote studios inside the studio. Like, it's fucking awesome. So let's get started with Lucasfilms. That's right. Andor Kennedy. Well, first, welcome Andor series star and exclusive executive producer Diego Luna, as well as co-stars Genevieve O'Reilly, Kyle Soler, and Adria Adrona to tease the upcoming 24 episode of the spy thriller. Now, the era featured Andor the first 5 years before the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And it is filled with danger, deception, and intrigue, where Cassian Andor will embark on a path that is destined to turn him into a rebel hero. Much to the delight of the ensemble crowd, Luna and his co-stars unveiled a final trailer of the series. And guess what? The series presents Star Wars from the different perspectives, focusing on everyday people who lived with the effects by the Empire. Now, the decision they make to have real consequences and stakes for all of them and the galaxy really couldn't be higher. The series debuts 3 episodes on Disney Plus September 21st, and we're about ready to watch this trailer right here, right now.
Yeah, let's go. This is a good one.
It is. It really is.
Spies. Saboteurs. Assassins. We've all done terrible things on behalf of the rebellion. Cassian Andor. Don't matter what you tell me or tell yourself. You'd rather give it all at once to something real.
Side, we're fighting the dark. There is an organized rebel effort. Drill down and get a hunt started. You realize what you set in motion? People will suffer.
Time has come to force her hand.
At what cost?
Everything. Every day we wait, they get stronger.
Let's take them by surprise.
For a greater good, call it what you will. Let's call it war.
People are standing up. They're a threat. Right now, they're a threat.
Exciting.
3-episode premiere, streaming September 21st.
No.
Woo!
Man, oh man. And this is also very exciting because this will be the first really Disney Plus series that goes past like 13 episodes. I
Yeah.
mean, fucking 21 episodes. That's insane, man. I mean, that's like a full length cable television show.
I mean, look, I loved this film. It's always been one of my favorite films. I love the idea of stepping outside of the Skywalker saga and taking a look at other stuff that's going on. It was hugely successful in the theaters. So the idea that we're going to be able to see everything leading up to that film is amazing. And I think it's going to be huge. You know what else is amazing? Willow. So next, of course, Kathleen Kennedy welcomed himself, Willow, Warwick Davis, to the stage to talk about the all-new Disney Plus series. Now, it's a live-action fantasy adventure series that returns to the world of Anduin that we first met in the 1988 feature when I was a wee 18 years old. Of course, that film was directed by Ron Howard and produced by Disney legend George Lucas. Now, Davis was then joined by series stars Joanne Wiley, Ruby Cruz, Aaron Kellyman, Ellie Bamber, Dempsey Burke, Amar Chanda Patel, and Tony Revolori as a special surprise guest. Get this, guys. Nobody expected this, and this is the first time we are reporting this. We haven't mentioned this on the show before. Christian Slater. Apparently, he was on stage, and he is going to be a part of the ensemble cast. What?
It's insane.
Then they shared a new trailer for the series, which we're getting ready to watch. Now, set in a magical world where brownies, sorcerers, trolls, and other mystical creatures flourish, Willow is the story of an unlikely group of heroes who set off on a dangerous quest, facing their inner demons and coming together to save the world. Again, an epic period fantasy told with a modern sensibility and plenty of humor and heart. Now, Willow begins streaming on Disney Plus November 30th. Let's watch the trailer real quick.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
You think you know what is real and what isn't. What is light? What is dark? Now, forget all you know.
It looks dark, but I promise there's humor.
We're looking for the sorcerer Willow. I was told that once long ago you defeated the forces of evil.
You remind me of your mother.
My dear friend, I thought I could prevent all this. I was wrong. My brother was abducted. The world needs you again. It needs your magic.
Follow me. We must go beyond the edge of our world, into the unknown. I need your help.
Just like old times. Running.
It's so crazy because it feels like right now, if you're a television show and you focus on medieval times, you're going to be like,
Oh, yeah.
you're going to be fine.
Forces of evil. And the only thing standing in its path is us.
I'm going to enjoy this.
If you think you don't think it's on my.
I doubt that very much. Take him to my tent and make sure he's tied up.
I don't know. See, that kind of sounds like we're on the same page.
Little grown-up reference.
I used to play at being a sorcerer. Visiting strange worlds, fighting monsters. Never thought I'd actually really do it.
What the hell is that? Trolls. I'm so miffed.
What's going on?
Apparently, we got a lot of bandwidth going on. Got a lot of bandwidth going on.
All
but,
right, let's
I mean,
try.
That
Let's
looked
try.
really good, though.
It looked amazing.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see what happens.
All right.
I mean,
Well, we're we might see the end of this. We might not.
but I mean, you know, a lot of good stuff coming out of Lucasfilms and D23. So we'll see what happens. So,
yeah.
I mean, I'm really excited about Willow because it gives my generation a new opportunity to see this classic film. So
There we go.
Resume.
With my friends.
Yes. There we go.
There it is. There it is, guys.
You had to get that part. How are you going to do it? With my friends. Because if you watch the original Willow, it was him and his band of friends that were actually victorious. And so it just kind of brings it full circle. We had to get that.
Exactly. And I mean, it just brings it all together because you can accomplish anything with your circle.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we talk about all the time on the podcast. Well, other exciting Star Wars news happening at D23. Bad Batch up next. Freaking Kathleen Kennedy welcomed Dave Filoni, the freaking golden boy of Star Wars, who shared his host of amazing Star Wars related announcements. First, Filoni showed a new image of the upcoming 16 episode second season of the animated series, The Bad Batch. Months have passed since the events of Camino, and the Bad Batch continue their journey navigating the Empire after the fall of the Republic. They'll cross paths with friends and foes, both new and familiar, as they take on variety of thrilling mercenary missions that will take them to unexpected and dangerous new places. The series will begin streaming on Disney Plus with a 2-episode premiere on January 4th of 2023. Now, that one, you guys know, is basically after the events of Order 66. So there it is. I mean, it's really freaking good. If you guys haven't watched the first season, be sure to check that out.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now, this one I am super pumped about. Because Ahsoka, right? She's been just talked about over and over and over again. We know she started off in the Clone Wars. Now we're gonna be talking about it. We're gonna see her live action and all that kind of. But what's the story? Where's she come from? Well, like what made her such a badass Jedi? Well, guess what? Filoni clued us in, and we're gonna get it. Star Wars: Tales of the Jedi. Filoni next revealed news about just that show. 6 brand new animated shorts featuring parables built around Jedi from the prequel era. Now, journey into the lives of 2 distinctly different Jedi. Ahsoka Tano and Count Dooku, who will each be put to the test as they make choices that will define their destinies, which we both know went 2 totally different ways. Filoni delighted the audience with sharing an official trailer for the shorts. All 6 shorts will debut October 26th on Disney Plus. So that's right around the corner. You want to see it? You guys know you want to see it.
Exactly.
Let's see it.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm really excited to see the evolution, how Count Dooku turned into the dark side.
Oh, yeah. Forgive the ads.
Exactly. It just happens. It happens.
I mean, you got to deal with it. That's what it is.
Yeah, you too. But yeah, to see, if you remember Clone Wars in the original, or Attack of the Clones, I should say, in the original prequel series, you remember them reference Count Dooku being on the good side, but now we're going to see him in the good side.
Yeah, here we go.